Hey Becca, last time we were talking, we were saying how we're going to try out all these new fancy fad diets, and then I got an email from you a few weeks later saying that you gave those up. You had some stressful times, and you've been indulging a little bit too much into some sugary snacks a little bit too frequently. And I just want to let you know that you're gonna be okay. I mean, as long as you're not doing this all the time, super often, we're not going to have any genetic changes. We're not going to have any increased anxiety, things like that. But yes, it is a danger to be doing this too often. But as long as you're keeping yourself controlled, we have nothing to worry about. And I want to explain why you're still healthy, okay? So this pathway behind me is actually going to be our glucose homeostasis pathway. Specifically, our negative feedback loop is what we see in healthy people. So I'm going to show you and explain this right now, why you're still healthy. Our homeostatic ranges for our blood glucose are going to be 70 and 90 milligrams per deciliter. We want to be in somewhere in between that. And when we eat a meal, it's going to increase. Specifically, in this example, it's going to be 120 milligrams per deciliter. Yours might be a little bit higher if you've been eating a little bit more sugar, if you've been indulging a little bit, which a little bit of indulgence isn't bad. I do it too. But our body has got us covered. Don't worry about it. Our hypothalamus is going to send a signal to our pancreas, which is going to tell our beta cells to produce and secrete insulin. Now, I know you know what insulin is, but I'm going to explain it anyway. The insulin is going to connect to they're going to bind to our tyrosine kinase receptors, or insulin receptors, and it's going to tell our blood-4 proteins to go to the surface of our cells so we can either use that glucose and turn it into glycogen for storage, or we can use it directly for energy, and that's going to lower our blood glucose back down, so you're good. It's going to go back to 80 milligrams between those homeostatic ranges. And then when we're eating, or when we're sleeping, or just being fasted in general, when we're not eating for longer periods of time, our blood sugar is going to go down. In this example, it's going to be 70 milligrams per deciliter. And it's once again going to send a signal to our hypothalamus. This is now going to go to our adrenals instead of our pancreas, sending a message to our alpha cells, telling us to secrete epinephrine and glucagon. Now this is going to send a message to our liver, skeletal muscles, and adipose tissue to perform what we like to call lipolysis, or glycogenolysis, which is going to break down those fat storages. Those are going to break down those glycogen storages, so we can use that for energy and bring our blood sugar back to those perfect homeostatic ranges.